What's up, everybody? Welcome to a brand new episode of the Game of the Week show. I am your host, Matt Southwell, and joining me this week are the regulars Dan Gilbert and Ashley Dye.
Cheers, Matt.
Matthew.
Ashley, what have you been playing this week?
This week, Alien and Drive Club, sort of flitting between the two.
And they're working? You enjoying them?
Yeah, very different games, I must say. Alien very sort of slow, creeping around, and one is very sort of fast, edge of the seat kind of thing. So they're very, very different games to be playing.
Who'd have thought that a horror game and a driving game played differently?
Well,
and Dan, you calmed down after NBA last week?
Just a little, yeah. It ended up working the following day.
Oh, okay.
Which is poor timing for my.
So by the time the video went up, actually, you had no need to.
You got to see angry me for basically no reason.
We enjoyed it.
It was fun,
and I'm sure everyone else did as well.
It was fun.
It was definitely a change of character. But for anyone out there that has no idea what we're talking about, because it's their first episode of the Game of the Week show, to let you know, it is three friends that sit around this table every Monday to discuss the latest news stories in the video game industry. We'll then also go through the latest game releases of this week and then give you our opinion on what game you should pick up, which one is maybe the best game of that week. So moving straight on with the news this week. Number one, a lot of snowy news.
Yeah.
Sony news. Firstly, with their PlayStation 4 update 2.0. There's a lot to go through here, guys, so I'll get your opinion on each one. First up, customizable themes and theme upgrades. We already knew about this and we spoke about it last week.
So they've just confirmed pretty much the colours you can change the background for at the moment.
We talked about it last week. We won't go into detail.
Yeah, we don't go into detail.
The same thing on Xbox.
I think it's something that's overdue. So it's
good to be there.
It was always coming.
Next up, friend recommendations. So now, based on maybe if there's someone out there that's playing a lot of the similar games that you play, they will now recommend friends to you, like Facebook does, I suppose. Mm-hmm. So that's probably quite good.
That's good for you because you kind of need some friends.
Yeah. I have 7, and I know every one of them. So.
Generally, or just in the PlayStation Network?
Oh no, that's total as well. Yeah, so I could do with some more friends. So please add me. MattFly18 is the gamer tag. Improved voice commands for the PlayStation camera is another one.
Ash,
you've got a.
Yeah, I've got a camera.
Do you ever speak to your PlayStation?
I do, but not very often.
Does it speak back?
No,
ask you how your day's been?
It's not Siri. No, it's... Yeah, I can't imagine that it's ever really going to take off like that much unless it really has like an all-encompassing
they just
voice command
want to make
control.
it a bit more Connect-like.
Yeah, it's
really,
obviously competing with competition, but
yeah.
Connect works well because it's so integrated into the UI. Like everything is so much easier to do if you tell your Xbox to do it rather than having to go through the menus.
Yes, yeah.
Whereas PlayStation, most stuff is probably there in less clicks than what Xbox is.
Yeah.
But hey, if you like speaking to your electronics, there you go.
If you're feeling a bit lonely, then yeah, great.
Well, it's not going to speak back to you, so it's not going to help you not feel lonely, is it?
Well, I don't
know. Next one up is, Dan, you think this might be quite interesting, maybe the external support for playback, so you'll be able to play like your music and your videos from like a USB hard drive.
Yeah, I mean, I see often in comments and so on with certain games people wanting to be able to add their own soundtracks and things like that. Particularly like things like GTA, I've seen a lot of comments like that. They want to make basically their own playlists for the radio stations or whatever.
Yeah.
So just being able to have your music in the background while you're doing things, I think a lot of gamers would actually like.
Well, yeah, I don't know how it will work. Obviously, with games, I don't know if the PS4 can do multitasking or not.
Yeah,
I
don't know. Because the game obviously probably wouldn't have that facility built into the game itself.
Yeah, it does say. So, it does actually say off their thing. PS4 owners can play their own music in the background while playing a game.
Okay.
So that's actually what
that is actually quite cool.
Intending it for.
Yeah, that's good.
So that would be good. Also, other improvements. They're all basically improvements, but another one is your PlayStation Plus games. So everyone knows every week or every month when you get them, they're free. So you have to go to the game and add it to your cart, then go to your cart and then proceed to check out and then pay $0.
And you actually have to start the download and so on. Whereas
now it's going to be one click, just straight away, add to library.
You don't even have to download it now.
Yeah,
no,
it's just there. It's good on your account.
That's handy.
Yeah.
Anything that's less clicks or benefit.
That's definitely an improvement.
Last couple here, better streaming for. I mean, we don't stream because we have crap internet, but well, I do.
Some of us do.
Yeah.
The majority of us do.
You do, Matt.
I know I do.
Me and Dan are privileged.
Dan doesn't have
I
good
don't have
upload
super
speeds.
internet. I just have better than his.
Yeah, we can't all afford the £80 internet that you pay.
£80.
And then going the other way on the external drives, you'll be able to take this shared video and pictures that you take with your share button on the controller. You'll be able to put that onto a USB drive and then take it to your computer or whatever.
Yeah, because before it was like you could only upload it to like Facebook or something like
So
that.
yeah, so that's quite good. You'll now be able to take it out of there and then put it onto YouTube if you wanted. So that's one workaround. And then finally, the content arena has been improved. Either of you used that? Yeah, that's what I've wrote down here, so that's what I'm sticking with. It's
Your
probably
content will fight for like your love.
Yep. Sticking with it. It's the Facebook feed. What's it actually called? Content? I don't know.
Well, I've got area.
Yeah, that probably makes more sense.
Newsfeed.
The newsfeed thing,
Yeah,
yeah.
Yeah.
Do either of you actually use it though? Really?
No.
I
don't know if
do
it's gonna,
actually,
I don't know if
yeah.
it's going to clear up also the continual scrolling right that you have on everything, or whether it's like that initial.
I think the content arena is just one section.
Ash has been playing this. Matt has been playing this. You've
Yeah.
been playing this kind of thing. It's like,
Yeah.
I know what games I've been playing.
Yeah, I don't need to know that. I know what you mean. The only time I ever look on there is sometimes you get like little adverts for like trailers, video game trailers in there, and I sometimes watch those.
That's quite cool.
But other than that, I mean, it's interesting to see what people are playing, like what my friends are playing.
Yeah.
But
You don't need to know.
no.
But that's all that we know so far. There'll probably be more, but the main thing to take away from this is there's a lot of big updates coming in this next edition of the PlayStation 4 software.
Do we have a date on this?
No, they don't.
The update.
They don't want to put out a date yet because they don't want to disappoint everyone
Okay.
if it's not ready in time for that. So they want to make sure everything's ready to go.
Yeah.
And then as soon as it is, they'll release a date and
So
essentially release it probably the next few
coming
months.
soon, basically.
Oh god, yeah, soon. We love that word, don't we?
Our favourite phrase for gaming.
But we'll move away from Sony now. That's enough Sony for 1 week. First up, Far Cry 4, our favourite game of this year, possibly.
Absolutely, without a doubt. It's a shame it's actually coming at the end of the year because I've been dying for this game for so long.
So November 18th it's coming up, but the single player they've talked about anywhere between 15 and 60 hours. So
This
not the most
Quite,
specific.
quite a range, isn't it?
Yeah.
I mean, like that 15 is meant to be like if you just did the single player main missions only.
Run through.
You didn't do any side quests. You didn't go collecting anything. You didn't spend a bit of time dicking about just for the sake of it.
Yeah. Well, you remember the last game. You played Far Cry 3 quite a lot.
Yeah.
Did you? Right. Unnecessary. Did you just play the main story missions?
No.
You did everything.
Yeah.
So yeah, so there will be 60 hours for you then, roughly. And this is
Fine.
assuming that someone's probably half good at a game, so it might be more like 70 or 80 for you.
That's fine for me. Tiger Woods to get the platinum took me over 200 hours. So.
And that says everything you need to know about Ashley. He played a golf game for 200 hours.
Isn't that just about how long a regular game of golf can take?
Yeah.
But
no, that's fine with me. There probably is going to be a bit more online content on this, I would think. Far Cry 3, just to refresh your memory, only had a small amount of online multiplayer.
It was
It
like
had
three. It was like 4, I think. Online levels.
3 or 4 missions that you had to do online, and I think that was all the multiplayer was.
Yeah.
I can't recall there being any more than that.
No, there wasn't like competitive thing or anything.
Yeah,
like that.
no, there
It was
wasn't.
just
It was just the co-op thing. But yeah,
there's a lot. Yeah, so the good thing to know is that there's a lot of gameplay there for those that want it.
Yeah.
There's not really much to say here. We just wanted to include it because we love Far Cry 4. So any excuse to talk about it.
Yeah.
And for anyone that doesn't know, all you need to know is you can use an elephant as a weapon in this game.
Yeah.
That's
all you need, really.
I'm sold. It's pre-ordered. Second I saw that elephant.
Yeah.
So yeah, that is out November 18th worldwide. One game though that won't be coming out November. Project Cars. It's been delayed.
Ugh.
We joked last week that it would become a weekly feature, and we've just got the one delay to talk about this week.
It's not so bad.
So it was originally obviously out in November, next month, but it's now been delayed to March 2015. The 17th of March in the US, the 20th in Europe and Australia.
You know what? I think this is really sensible.
Yeah?
I do. You've got Forza, Drive Club, The Crew. Well, The Crew's delayed, isn't it?
Yeah, the crew's December, but that's...
It's
still
in that window.
a lot of...
The pre-Christmas window, pretty much.
Yeah.
That's...
I think it's sensible.
I think it's sensible, because it's not a well-known game kind of in the grand scheme. Like, Forza's obviously established. Drive Club has got hype.
It's not from a big developer or a big franchise that's already got momentum behind it. So.
Yeah. But that's exactly
they
the
just
reason.
want to put it in a clean window, don't they, where it's not got competition.
That's exactly the reason they've basically said is they said they're moving the title away from the competitive holiday period with household names. So that's... I think you're right. I think it's sensible.
It is.
It's not hugely disappointing for racing fans because there are, like you've just mentioned, there are plenty of racing games out there if you want them. And by this moving there, not only do they move away from the competition, but it gives them another 5 months to fine-tune the game and make it even better.
One thing though, do you think they run the risk, perhaps, of everyone getting all those other racing games before Christmas and then not necessarily wanting one in March?
I
know you've got your hardcore racing game fans who will pretty much buy up anything, but I'm talking like, are they now running the risk of missing out on some of the more casual?
I don't think so though, because they're leaving it long enough. They're leaving it 4 months.
Yeah, that's my point.
If they said January, then yes, people who get those games at Christmas maybe no, but by March I think it's better than being in the middle of all three of these.
Oh yeah.
I think you're right in that point, in that the time is very important. How often do you buy a game and you're still playing it 3 or 4 months later? Not very often, because you've normally moved on to another game or another game. You'll play a game for 3 weeks, maybe a month, maybe a little 6 weeks. Yeah. But you won't normally be playing a game much more than that. The odd game you do, but a driving game, I'll only be playing Drive Club probably for 3 weeks.
Yeah, that's
because November's coming.
Well, that's because Far Cry 4's coming out.
Yeah. But I think, it's a really good move, and hopefully the game will get... Well, hopefully it'll be good first.
Well, yeah, that's the other thing.
We don't know what shape exactly it's in, but it is also a hardcore sim, which is slightly different from these other games. So, but yeah, we don't need to say anything more. It's a smart move, and hopefully in the long run it will pay off for them. Next up, we've got a quite interesting story here. For those gamers that are on the move a lot, you can now get a portable Xbox One and a portable PS4. This guy named Ed Zawick, that might be pronounced right, he can now basically make what he's calling a Playbook 4 or an Xbox One.
So it basically combines, what is it? Screen,
a 22-inch screen,
screen with the console, put it in a separate housing so it's all together, and then you can take it on the move. Sort of on the move, because it's not like a laptop where it's got a battery or anything like that. It still requires you plug it into the main.
Plugged in.
So it's not portable, but at least
at
least you can pack it up and take it somewhere.
Yeah, so you can take it to, and the screen is of a decent quality that you can, and it also added that you can actually also put a HDMI out into it. So if you are going somewhere where there is an even better TV than that screen, you can still plug it in.
Yeah,
but it just becomes that little.
You an extra $50 on top of the, if it's all done for scratch, $1,400 cost.
$1,400. It's a lot of money.
However, if you send in the console, you can save $300, and it'll cost you $1,100.
Surely then, based on economies of scale, it would suggest it'd be better to buy it outright because the console's worth more than $300.
Yeah.
Either way, I'm not really giving it any thought because I've got no interest in doing this.
They do look cool.
Yeah. They do look cool. I'm not denying they look cool. I just don't see what value this product gives anybody, because
people will be able to get like their own sort of like much cheaper versions of this sort of thing. I know game cases have existed for like consoles anyway, so you can have a screen and everything in that, and then you just plug it in. So you can basically get the hardware yourself. It just won't be in this one nice compact unit.
I'm just trying to think who this would appeal to.
Rich people.
The second I saw it, I thought I want one.
Really?
Yeah, but I'm just stupid.
What? I just don't.
It would be good for work.
Yeah.
Like,
Just
I wonder if I could get
hours.
away of having it on my desk at work.
It is.
But then again, if I had enough money to just throw away like a grand like that, then maybe I wouldn't need to work.
yeah.
I
don't
they
know.
look.
Would
I
you
don't
sit
know.
on the train and
Yeah.
bring out this PS4
And then ask the train to plug
Plug it. You
plug
need-
it into the train.
Well,
Well,
no,
yeah,
because you'd be in
trains-
first class. First class has
Yeah.
plug sockets.
plugs? But
But
I
I don't know. I remember when you could get the screens for the PlayStation 1.
Yeah.
That was cool.
Yeah.
I'll always remember that.
Yeah.
But that was portable. A lot. These are still, I imagine, going to be probably quite heavy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
It's a 22-inch screen on top
The
of
PS1 was
console.
about this big and it didn't weigh anything. It was the size of an iPad.
yeah, it's unfortunately the reality is it's far too much money for it to even appeal to anyone. You're basically paying an extra $800 for the recasing in the screen,
Yeah.
which is far too much money.
Yeah. I
In
think it's just-
time, there will be probably officially sanctioned
You reckon?
portable ideas
I don't think there's
or much cheaper versions.
They'd have to
Yeah.
be battery powered. They'd have to be properly
Yeah.
Yeah,
yeah.
that's a word.
Properly portable, so it's just quite hard to say properly portable. Yeah, they'd have to be, fully, go on a plane or sit around waiting when, and not have to be plugged in. I think you've got to be looking at something that's battery powered.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Well, you just get something
decent
with a
life.
UPS, wouldn't you? Really?
Everyone just, we've got the Vitas and the 3DS. That's your portable
Well,
gaming.
well that's
People
it.
want them.
And that's the other thing. With the Vita, it's fine.
Yeah, but yeah, it's far too, it's so much money. You would actually probably have to do what these next guys did in our last topic this week. 4 men from Pennsylvania got arrested this week because they were stopped at customs trying to smuggle 1,100 grams of cocaine inside an original Xbox.
All right.
Thoughts?
Idiots.
Any particular reason why they needed to smuggle it through the Xbox?
Well, this was the first
to
thing.
anything
This is
else?
the first thing that came to my mind straight away when I read it. Was why use a console that came out 13 years ago? Because that's just gonna immediately raise eyebrows as being suspicious, is it not? Or is that just me kind of being? Would the average person not know that? I don't know. It's a really old console. If you put it in an Xbox One, I mean, the original Xbox, if you guys don't remember, was huge.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
So from that point of view, okay. But the Xbox One's not small. I mean, they fit 1,100 grams in the original Xbox. They could have fit at least like 800 grams in the Xbox One.
I don't understand why you would put it in an Xbox. Like, if you're going to be stupid enough to try and traffic drugs in the first place, surely there are better ways to do it.
Yeah.
I'm not going to make any suggestions, but I'm sure there are.
There probably are. Well, of course there are. There are better ways, but we wouldn't hear about the better ways because the better ways wouldn't be caught and then be news items. But
This is true.
I just thought I'd include it because I found it quite funny.
It's different.
But yeah. So any tips going forward then? Just don't use an original Xbox to smuggle drugs because you will be caught.
Yeah. Use an Xbox One.
Yeah.
That's basically what we've come. That's what we've come up with. Use the Xbox One. Use current technology.
If you're going to smuggle drugs, use current technology. You heard it here first.
Okay, so that's it on the news items this week. We'll be back in just a minute with. Well, actually, it won't be a minute. It'll be like a split second for you for editing with the game releases this week and which ones are the best available to you. Okay, welcome back everyone, and now we're going to be going through this week's latest game releases. First up is probably the biggest release this week, The Evil Within. That's a horror game available on basically all platforms, PS4, PS3, Xbox One, Xbox 360, PC. Looks pretty cool, guys.
Yeah.
You got any additional comments and opinions on it? I know, Dan, you're not a big
Horror genre
horror
fan.
guy, but Ash...
I am, yeah. I like the survival horror. It's reminiscent of a couple of games. I don't know if you remember a game called Condemned.
Yes.
It's quite sort of reminiscent of that. Certain clips that I've seen of the game are very familiar to that. So yeah, I'm excited for it. I think it'll be good. Although I'm playing Alien at the moment, so I'm not sure I'll be getting it straight away.
That's exactly my problem. Is
heart can't take too much in one go.
Yeah, it's exactly.
You don't want to go grey. Yeah.
I find personally, like for me, I do like horror games, but because of the slow pace, like they're same like stealth.
Yeah.
I can't play too many of them at once because it's not boring, but it's just sometimes it's slow and not that engaging because
you're right.
It is tense, it is exciting. But I've got Alien and it's still in the cellophane at the moment. I haven't yet opened it.
But that's more because you're waiting.
That's because I'm waiting for my brand new TV. But even within, maybe I'll look to get it for like Christmas or something because it does look good. The reviews have been good.
Yeah.
I think says Christmas like survival horror.
Exactly. But yeah, it looks good. Moving on, we'll go through the list because there's quite a few this week, we'll round back to our pick. Borderlands pre-sequel is the latest game coming from the guys at Gearbox who made the Borderlands games.
Yeah, set between 1 and 2.
Yeah, it looks.
Which is why it's the pre-sequel.
Yeah, it looks interesting. The problem I have with this is that it's only on the previous generation.
Yeah, well, it's because the other games were. So they're basically just appealing to everyone who's already got those games.
Yeah.
And wants to keep it all together.
Yeah.
I don't know if your save files make any difference to what goes on in the games. Maybe it does. Maybe it doesn't.
Yeah. I feel it's kind of... We should have probably researched that a little bit better.
Yeah, I know.
The game looks like a Borderlands game. I think it's basically... If you're a fan of Borderlands, you'll probably enjoy it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I think so.
But if you haven't played Borderlands 1 and 2... this game will have literally no appeal to you. It's more like it's very much a fan appreciation kind of game, just to feel.
Yeah, because I was watching the trailer last night just to refresh myself on it all, and basically, I'd say at least half the characters that are involved in like pre-sequel are actually the bad characters in 2.
Yeah.
So maybe it's meant to highlight how they become the bad characters, or
they're definitely targeting the. I think
maybe
they're targeting the fan.
Maybe it makes you question whether they're actually bad at all.
Yeah, no, but it's not a game that I'm probably personally going to play because I just did not put enough hours into Borderlands to appreciate it. But
same. I'm the same.
I never went for it because like the cartoony sort of style of it all didn't really appeal to me.
No, I think it's really cool.
No, it looks cool, but it doesn't appeal to me as a kind of game, like because
so you can really get
my
into
first person shooters and so on have always been like that. With as realistic as the game can make it look.
As realistic as like killing thousands of people on your own can be. Yeah.
Well, like the graphics look like what's achieved
real
at
world
that time.
kind of.
Yeah,
Sure.
Like, suddenly going to a very cartoony looking world just.
You like your games to have some element of realism. Yeah, that's fair enough. Next up, we have another racing game, Formula 1 2014. A big problem with this again is going to be exactly like Borderlands. Well, not exactly like Borderlands because it's an analysed game. You can play it, but it's again previous gen only. Ash, obviously a racing fan.
Yeah, I was really disappointed to see that this is only coming out on the previous gen because I think Formula 1 has the potential to look amazing on the current gen. And I think they've kind of missed a trick here because, in my opinion, we're that far down the road now into the current generation that you shouldn't really be making games just for the previous gen. When does it stop? When do you draw the line on only making...
It must be a difficult decision to make right now. I think what Dan said on the Borderlands is agreeable. You can argue that your fan base was there. But for a game like this, the development cycle would have probably started last year, at which point, like you say, the new generation was already there and in swing. So I don't know why this game hasn't come to the new gen, because like you said, I think it would look really good.
Yeah,
I'm a big Formula 1 fan, but I've played these games from Codemasters. They're very good. I played 2011, 2012. I didn't buy last year's because I was moving over to the new gen, and the same will apply this year. I don't want to buy a game for that console now. Like I've moved on to bigger and better things.
You broke up with your 360, basically.
You make it sound so emotional.
It's like, yeah, it was an emotional time. It was hard to let go.
We had fun. We had fun together.
He's still getting counselling for it.
Well, it was a hard time. We had a long 8 years together. That's a long time. And they probably felt down when I brought home this shinier, younger, more attractive looking model.
Are we still talking about the games console?
Yes.
Okay.
But no, for people out there that do still have only the previous gen and you haven't yet upgraded, Codemasters make really good racing games.
They do.
Growing up, like Colin McRae and these games as well, like some of my favourite racing games. So
Colin McRae.
I think this will be a good game. It's just a shame that
I'm looking forward to the first F1 game on PS4.
Same. Yeah.
Second
same.
It comes out next year, I will buy it.
That.
Yeah.
Hopefully, the extra kind of year of development will help make that game as good as possible.
Yeah.
Moving on, Minecraft Vita. It's finally come out. I know there'll be a lot of people excited because they've been waiting for the Vita version for a long time. I think it's possibly a perfect game for on the go.
It is.
Do you think this will actually boost Vita sales at all? Because it's better than like the Pocket version on your phone.
Yeah.
So it's a more full out game.
I really hope it does. I don't think it will. Unfortunately, I think Vita's just falling. Unfortunately, but I really hope it does. And it's cross-buy with PS3. So actually, if you already have a PS3, it doesn't cost you anything. So there's been this thing going around.
So it's only cross-buy with PS3, not the PS4 version.
No, because the PS4 version is a different version. Right. So for anyone that doesn't have Vita or Minecraft, there's a particular way of how you have to go about buying these things. Now, you buy the PS3 version, which then goes cross-play with your Vita.
Yeah.
And then you pay the upgrade fee to go from PS3 to PS4, which is a lot smaller. Like it's only about £3.
Oh, okay.
So then that way you have the game on all
all
three consoles for £15. Okay. Whereas if you just bought the Vita version, then you'd still have to buy the PS4 version. So there you go.
I'm lost.
It makes sense.
It made sense. It makes sense. Yeah.
So, but I might get it. I never really kind of got into Minecraft. We were talking about it just before.
Yeah.
That's your enthusiasm for it.
No, I'm giving it some thought because it under normal circumstances, Minecraft would be the kind of game I would probably enjoy because, it's not, you can do what you want at whatever pace you want, and it's there's no problem with just getting on and doing it, picking it up, putting it down, whatever.
Yeah.
But it's just one of those games that I just think, where does it end?
It doesn't. That's the beauty of it. It's unlimited.
Once you beat the end.
And that's
maybe the end is there. Maybe just no one's got there yet.
Well, there are things that you can go and you can there is actually something called the end. I've seen it and so on, where you have to go and do all of this to end up fighting a boss and so on. But then you just fall back into the real world and carry on as what you were doing.
So it's not really the end.
So it's not really an end, but at least you have something to aim for. But I think Minecraft will almost work better if you can have like a checklist. Almost like to get to this, you need to do this, and then if you need the structure, you can have a structure. If you don't want it, it doesn't matter because you can only get to that final point if you're actually bothered to do
I think that's
things.
the beauty of Minecraft and why everyone loves it so much is because there are no real rules. You just dig, you craft items, and then you build while trying to survive.
Well, that's my point. As in, like, if you want, because it is open world, but it'd be almost nice if it had a something you can bring up if you want it. Most people won't, but like I know some of us like prefer a little bit more structure and things like that.
But go back to what you're saying, Minecraft on the Vita, you're absolutely right. I think it's the perfect game on the go on the Vita. I really do. I think it's really
hopefully it'll boost sales, but it won't. But hopefully. A couple more games here. These ones are maybe less interesting, I don't know. But MXGP coming out on PS3, PS4, Xbox. It's the motocross game for the official motocross game. I didn't realise it was really a sport.
You can't say that. I didn't know it was really a sport.
Well, no, I didn't realise it was like a serious thing. Like, how can I phrase it? I didn't realise it was had like a big following that it needed an official game.
Oh, okay, yeah.
I knew it existed.
Yeah.
But you know what I mean. I remember like there was like the the old motocross games. What were they called? Was it actually called MX Motocross? There was
last one I owned was PS1, I think, which was like Ricky Carmichael, who was, I guess, the best guy at the time.
I think he just made up. I reckon he just made up.
What do you want from person? I don't know.
Nah.
What do you want? I was 10 at the time.
Oh, okay.
But that game's it doesn't look the best graphically.
No,
coming out a week after the Dominoes game, isn't it?
No, that's next week. A couple more here for you. Pac-Man and the Ghostly Adventure 2, which is not Pac-Man, so don't bother getting it.
No, it's not your arcade Pac-Man. It's your cartoon TV Pac-Man.
Well, you were saying you said before, actually, it's a TV show apparently.
There is.
Neither
did I, so that's why I'm saying that now.
They've made Pac-Man into this three-dimensional character, which is now a cartoon on Nickelodeon or something. Cartoon Network, and so they've now, on back of the cartoon, made a game with all the Pac-Man and Friends characters.
It's a kids game, I think, and I'm sure there'll be parents out there that will buy it for their kids, and their kids will enjoy.
Excuse me.
Bless you.
Nice. I'll try and make that as quiet as possible for the video. But there we go. That's one. Right, quickly, last couple here. In Space We Brawl is a twin stick shooter for the PlayStation. Looks very cool. A bit fun. I'll put a video over here so you can see it. There's not really much else to say. I haven't played it. I haven't really researched it. I only literally found out this morning that it was a new release, so I added it to the list. But it looks, from the videos, it looks quite cool. Twin stick shooter, fast paced, fun little game. And finally, the big game of the week, the biggest game coming from Activision. So therefore, it's out on PS3, PS4, Xbox 360, Xbox One, PC, 3DS. Sega Game Gear, I don't know. Everything.
Graphically, it's probably about a Sega game, yeah.
Duck Dynasty.
Oh.
The game. Game of the year, hands down.
It's horrendous. It's like a car crash.
It doesn't look the best. I was surprised that they're making a game of Duck Dynasty.
No.
I've never really watched it.
No.
But all I know is that it's some hillbilly guys' lives who seem to be really rich from duck hunting. And now you can join their family and be is it a Robertson? Is that
it's a Robertson.
So there you go. Not really much else to say. I can't really say anything to it. Words do not do it justice.
No, it doesn't. No, it's.
I actually struggle to think of what to say on this apart from it shouldn't exist.
Who signed off on that?
Activision.
The History Channel.
Oh, you mean the show or the game? Or
Activision.
Activision will make anything that will make money. This show is popular. People will buy it. And Activision are just raking in the money. It costs them probably next to nothing to make.
Are they doing Deadliest Catch the week after, are they?
Well,
that already exists.
We had Deadliest Catch. Octodad.
I'm pretty sure Deadliest Catch already exists.
Probably. There's a game for everything. And it will sell, unfortunately. I had a very quick look at the community scores. And it was average around 4 out of 10, which is higher than I thought it would be. But
obviously, a lot of people haven't voted yet.
Yes, it's probably all the Robertson family voting, giving it a 10.
Yeah.
So there we go. Quite a few games this week. Which games or which game would you recommend as the best game this week? Dan, do you want to go first?
I think out of ones that are going to appeal the most, you were talking Evil Within or the Borderlands. It's a cross between those. I can't really pick one or the other for sure.
Yeah, so there's no real game, not Minecraft either?
No, because I think everyone's already on that bandwagon
a lot of people
somewhere
have
anyway.
Minecraft. Yeah.
Well, those who are going to play Minecraft already played Minecraft.
Exactly.
I think that's the thing.
Okay. What would your pick be?
Mine would probably be Evil Within. I won't be rushing to buy it, but from the options there, it's just really sort of the best.
There's nothing that
there
really
isn't.
Screams out.
There isn't. You know, some
week.
weeks we can sit here and there's 3 or 4 games out of 8 that really do appeal to me. But
Evil Within, I'll agree with both of you guys. It's the big game this week.
Yeah.
But my pick will be Minecraft Vita. So just say, go out there, go and buy you that Vita.
Yeah.
Got to get the Vita train. Got to get it back.
I thought you were going to say Duck Dynasty then.
Well, That's already a hands down buy. You got to get 2 this week. But no, Evil Within obviously looks the better game. It's been rated really well, and if you're into horror games, definitely check it out because it looks good and it's been scoring well. So definitely one to check out. But there we go. That's about it for this week on the Game of the Week show. If you have enjoyed this video, please do give it a like, subscribe to the channel. If you want to speak to us about any of the games we've just talked about there, or any of the news topics, a bit of cocaine maybe, portable consoles.
How do you transport your drugs?
Yeah, do let us know. purely for just interest.
Research.
Yeah. We will respond to any comments you put, provided it's not drug tips.
Yeah.
You'll get a thumbs up at best for that one. But for now, Dan,
Cheers, Matt.
Ash,
Cheers, Matt.
thank you for your time. And everyone out there, we will see you next Monday.